I wanna be a producer with a hit show on Broadway. I wanna be a producer.
Hi everybody, Ken Davenport here with our next Producer's Perspective video. So a lot of the questions I get asked via email are, how do I market my show, especially when I have no money? Well, I'm going to tell you about an exercise that I do on every single one of my shows, big to small, to help us really focus in on the people that are going to see the show or want to see the show, and how we develop a marketing campaign to reach those people. And I call it the Marketing Scrum. If you don't know what a scrum is, this is what it is. Got it? Yeah, a scrum is a rugby term for at the beginning. I don't even watch rugby, so I don't even know what it is, but they all kind of huddle together. That's what we do. We do the marketing scrum. So whenever we get a new show, I get everyone here in my conference room and I say it's time to scrum. So what we're going to do today for you is I'm going to give you an example of how that scrum works. So the first thing I do whenever I scrum, I'm just going to say that word over and over again because it's kind of fun to say, scrum, is come up with the name of the show. We put that big and bold right on the board. And today, for this video, we're going to scrum about Godspell. Okay, Godspell was a show that I produced, a revival in 2011, and it was actually one of the first shows that I used this scrum on. So here we go. We're going to scrum about Godspell. So we're going to put that title big and bold right on our whiteboard wall here, or actually brown board walls, a little tan. There it is. Now, Godspell. Okay, so what I do is I, again, get everybody on my staff in the same room, no matter what they do, company managers, general managers, front desk, interns, everybody. And I ask them a question. I say, tell me, what group of audience members do you think are going to want to see Godspell? What niches, what specific types of people are going to want to see Godspell? So I ask that question, I wait for responses.
Churches.
Churches. That was my fantastic assistant, Dylan, by the way. Churches, yes, church groups would be a great demographic for Godspell. Okay, how about another one?
Stephen Schwartz fans.
Stephen Schwartz fans. Stephen Schwartz, the composer of Godspell. Great, that's a great one. Stephen Schwartz. We could also actually riff off that a little bit and say Wicked fans, right? Stephen's actually written like a billion musicals, so we could go on with every single one. We could write Pippin fans, which would be interesting because there was just a revival of Pippin. So this could go on and on. You could see where we go from here. What next?
Hunter Parish fans.
Hunter Parish fans. Hunter Parish was our original Jesus in Godspell. And is a bit of a celeb, so certainly there are people that are fans of Hunter Parish, or specifically, to continue to build off this, fans of Weeds, the show that he was on. By the way, while we're on Hunter, if you have not seen the video of Hunter singing Beautiful City from Godspell, you gotta check it out. We'll try to put a link in this video. Dylan will figure that out for you. So you can see what we do here, and we continue to do this for as long as we can come up with ideas, right? So we just keep going and come up with all sorts of stuff. Maybe it'd be fans of the original. Or maybe it would be people that have performed in Godspell, right? Godspell is one of the most highly produced shows around the country and around the world, actually. So anyone that has performers in Godspell. And we would just keep going again until we ran out of ideas and the wall looked something like this. Bam! And just like that, the wall is full. Okay, it's not completely full, but we wanted to save some time. So we started to fill it up. Now we have all these niche audiences, right? So that's step number one of the scrum. Get all those niche audiences that you can. Every little group you can imagine that might be inclined to see the show. Get them all up there. No idea is a bad one. Then what you do is we go around the room and we try to identify the top 10. Look, time is money, right? It takes a lot of time to go through this. So what we try to do is identify the top 10 niche audiences that would get the most butts in the seats the fastest. And that's the key. So as you rank these, when you do your own scrums, remember the two qualifications for the red pen. okay? What makes one of these niches one of your top 10 audiences to go after? They get the most butts in the seats the fastest. A lot of shows out there fail because they actually can't get people in quick enough. We want to get people in quickly, okay, as well as have a high number. So what we do right now is we go around the room and we rank this, and we circle the ones that we thought were the most likely, again, to send the most people the quickest. So for Godspell, we would, Stephen Schwartz fans would definitely be one of those. Church groups would definitely be another one. We'd probably go after Hunter Parish fans. We crowdfunded Godspell. If you don't know that, what we did, that definitely Google that. It was a very unique thing. So the investors here, the people of Godspell, that would definitely be a group that we would go after. So we go through and we get all 10 of these. We list all 10 for you. And then here comes the fun part. And we'd actually do this away from the Scrum. But right now, just over the course of this 30-minute exercise, we've identified 10 niche audiences, 10 specific groups that we can go after and fire missiles, as I like to think of it, and to try to get them to come see the show. These 10 audiences. So what I would do is assign one of these niche groups to a group of 2 to 3 staff members, okay? Each 2 to 3 people, or frankly, if you don't have staff members, you only have one, you can brainstorm it yourself or send it to friends, whatever you'd like. But in my office, what we do is have 2 to 3 people work on each one, and each one of those people comes up with 10 ideas, magic number 10, 10 ideas on how to reach Stephen Schwartz fans, on how to reach tour groups, church groups, right? On how to reach Hunter Parish fans. And some of those examples of ideas may be, see if there's a Weeds Facebook page. Does Hunter Parish have a Twitter? Stephen Schwartz fans, can we talk to the producer of Wicked and see if we could fly her outside? These simple ideas, and what's great about all the ideas I've just riffed on right now, all of them free, right? That's why the Scrum is a great way to figure out how to market your show for no money, right? The key. Because in a big Broadway show, traditional advertising is going to reach a lot of these people, or the traditional theater goers, but we want to go after them a little more focused, and that's why we do the Scrum. So then we come up with this list of 10 ideas per 10, right? We have 10 audiences, and then we would come up with 10 marketing ideas on how to reach them. Bam! Instantly, we have a marketing to-do list that's 100 items long. 100 items long. And it's actually ranked, right? We know the audience is where we'd start. We'd start probably here with Stephen Schwartz band. We'd bang off all those 10. We'd go on to the next one, church groups. We'd bang off all those 10. And that's the whole idea of the Scrum, to start really, really wide. Really wide, the show title, that's step number 1. Step number 2, get everyone to throw up potential niche audience groups, right? Fill the wall with all sorts of different types. You see some of the other, we've thrown Jesus Christ Superstar fans up here. We've thrown Ken Davenport blog readers on here. We've just tossed everything up you can imagine. Then we sort it, right? That's step 3. Step 3 is the sorting into the top 10 audiences that we think are going to get the most people in the fastest. And then we come up with 10 specific marketing ideas for each one of those audiences, and then we execute it. That simple. Make sense? And again, the best part of all this and the Marketing Scrum is that really it can be done for free. Most of the things you can come up with don't cost any money. It's all about you reaching out and putting energy behind it. I do this for every single one of my shows. I suggest you do the same. That's the Marketing Scrum. If you enjoyed this, I have a lot more marketing tips on the blog. Visit theproducersperspective.com. Subscribe today. We'll send you lots of stuff in the future. And please do email me. Let me know what videos you want to see in the future as well, and we'll make one for you. Thanks so much for watching.
I'm gonna be